good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever time span you're watching this on. Welcome back again to MG Sports TV. So apparently, JFF is seeking solidarity with the infamous Leon Bailey in regarding to the recent happenings that took place in this Nations League competition, are happening before Nations League competition. So we're going to touch into the article. Basically, it was comments made by the Jamaica Football Federation President Mike Ricketts. We're going to touch onto that, but before we do so, I would really appreciate or say thanks to you guys for just tuning in, always keeping up to date, and definitely them taking it 10 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever time span this video lasts for out of your day just to listen to the content. So bless up all the time, every time. Won't tell you to hit the like button now or subscribe now. You can do so at the end of the video if you agree with me, yes or no. At the end of the day, you might not like it, you might like it, but it's definitely up to you. I think it's your choice if you want to do so. I personally would appreciate if you do no, because it kind of helped the video, but it's certainly down to you. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're just going to jump straight into the article. Very important that we do so, and I do believe that it can give us a little bit more insight. So this is what happened. JFF seeks swift resolution with Leon Bailey, says the president, Mike Ricketts. So yesterday there was a press conference. Yesterday, it was basically a launch for the marketing company that the Jamaica Football Federation would have basically signed a deal with in 876 Stream. But also on the side, questions will be asked after the press conference is over. Small interviews will be done, just to get a little bit more insight on different matters, different things that is affecting the football in Jamaica. And this is one of the issues that popped up, and interview was done by Wayne Walker. So let's see what's happening here. Let's get into it, people. Let's get straight into it. President of the Jamaica Football Federation, JFF, Micheal Ricketts, has told Nationwide Sports that the federation will be seeking audience with a national player, Leon Bailey. And basically saying, you know what? Let's have a talk. Basically, that's what I'm saying. So basically, say, Leon Bailey, let's have a talk. That's what it. The Aston Villa starman said in an interview on the Let's Be Honest podcast a few weeks ago that he was taking a break from international football because it was taking a toll on him. Now, for me personally, I think it makes sense just to recognize that he come out publicly and said that he needs a break. Yes, I know a lot of persons would want him in the squad now, but I do believe you can also respect his decision in wanting to take a break, and you don't necessarily have to force him to come back or necessarily have to beg him to come back. Basically, give him the necessary time he needs to come back. This is just the public's opinion, not mine, really. My views are quite different. Now, and me not go hide. I'm not going to tell a lie. I'm going to be truthful. Unless you know I'm a lie. Anyways, Bailey was speaking days after he was dropped from the Jamaica team ahead of the CONCACAF Nations League semi-final against the United States for breaking curfew. Bailey also questioned the professionalism of the federation, pointing to a raft of issues which he said have left him frustrated. And that's totally fine. And I believe that if you say, if you want to have a dialogue with the player, no, I think it would be ideal to fix the issues that he states that he's having, if there's an issue there, and I think that's one of the best way of rectifying the relationship. Say, what, you complain about this, you complain about that. These are things that would have put in place. Agree with it, yes or no, or would have put this in place, and we'll see what we can go from there. But Ricketts told Nationwide Sports that he believes Bailey comments were made in the heat of the moment and that he may now have a different view about taking a temporary break from the national program. And in some sense, that's quite true. I do believe that specifically when that interview was done, was a little bit heated, high-tempered, maybe a little bit of vengeance in it, a little bit of anger. So sometimes it says it's best not to speak when you're angry, because things you say, you might not agree with it a bit later on. Nevertheless, He's a young man, can live and learn from it. Let's see what he has to say now. Let's listen to what Mike Ricketts is saying.
From my own perspective, I think that the coach needs to have a discussion with him. He was obviously going through a bad period, but I mean, like we have said, he has rebounded. So I think his comments were probably out of frustration, out of being disappointed. But I personally would not hold this against him forever. And I'm going to have discussions with the coach in this regard and to find out exactly how he plans to deal with it. Of course, it's the coach's decision.
All right, so I really think that that's actually a very good answer in my view. Regards that he said that he would definitely want to find out what's the situation with the player, between the player and the coach, and understand what is the coach's intent moving forward, because really and truly he wants to know what's going on, because at the end of the day, as he said, it's the coach's decision. But one thing for sure, whenever he goes, the president himself goes on a platform or in any forum, these are questions that will pop in at him, specifically around Liam Bailey. And if he's more well informed about the situation or the intent of the coach, maybe he can say, you know what, this is what the coach intends to do. And I think based off the coach's intent, he would be the best person to speak about that situation. All right, so let's continue with it. Ricketts says Bailey is a very important part of the national setup, and with the Copa America and World Cup qualifiers on the horizon, his influence will be crucial.
Copa starts on the 22nd of June, so the coach is not here right now, but he will be shortly. So as soon as he gets here, we just formulate a plan and see how best and we can have it addressed. But it's not something we want to linger forever. We really want to be upfront and to deal with it and have it amicably settled.
All right, and as he said, which is 100% understandable, that it is definitely a matter that needs to be dealt with in short order, because one thing for sure, these questions will be popping up regularly, and the closer it gets to the World Cup qualifiers, the closer it gets to Copa America, you will certainly see these questions being ramped up on a more regular basis. You will certainly see it. And I 100% believe that these are things that everyone wants to see settled. This is a situation that everyone wants to see settled. Understandable. The president is saying, you know what, Copa America is coming around, World Cup is coming around. We'll definitely see if we can sort something out. And as he said that once the coach reach, he definitely would want to have a sit down with maybe the coach, the player, and find out where the intent and where the confusion or where the disconnect is at, and see if we can amend those broken pieces and fix back that relationship with the players. Now, the thing is, there's a lot of support base who that relationship was broken with. So even if you come back, there's still going to be other supporters who are really going to take a little bit of time to marinate back into the whole aspect of him being back. So it's basically a three-way street, because I do believe that he's also, where the squad is concerned, based off the last thing I know, the squad is not necessarily pleased with the situation. But certainly, it's a situation that must be mended and must be fixed at some point in time. Even if he's in the team right now, it doesn't mean that it's going to fix automatically or right away. But certainly, his presence in the team is most definitely needed. Anyways, big up with yourself, people. Please do hit the like button if you feel like, and hit the subscribe button if you're here for the first time and you enjoy the content and you want to see more content like this. I would totally appreciate it if you do so. So smash that like button, hit subscribe button if you're here for the first time, if you feel like, and I'll see you guys again until next time. MG Sports TV. Have a wonderful day and enjoy yourself. God bless. We're out. Boom.